This is just a little bit more proportionate if I'm wearing like a bigger jacket, but I have dinged it a few times and it hasn't scratched. Absolutely love this bag. It's a really beautiful color like this on it as well, and that makes it a little bit more sporty and easy to wear. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thought I'd make a comparison video today comparing the Kelly 32 Sellier to the Kelly 28 Sellier. And you know, the Kelly bag, it's a pretty iconic quintessential Hermes bag. You can buy a lot of different Kelly styles, actually, a lot of limited edition Kellys. You know, I love looking at all the different combinations on Finkelpuff, like different special orders that are available. I love looking at reseller sites, following the market. I have noticed that there has been a little bit of a dip in the market lately, and I've been finding a lot more desirable combinations for better prices, and it has tempted me, guys, but you know, I'm gonna stay strong. I thought I'd share the bags I already have, and you know, I am pretty happy with my core collection of Kellys. I have 3 Kellys. I have a Kelly 32 in black, a Kelly 28 in a natural color, a brownie color, and I also have a Kelly 28 in Rouge Vive. Would I like a Kelly 25 as well? I mean, it would be nice, but you know, I would also love a mini Kelly. The Kelly Elan is also really nice. That's a newer Kelly shape, but there's many different Kelly variations you can get. And you know, truthfully, I would love a Birkin 25 next, but I only have one Birkin, so I feel like given that, I'm definitely a little bit more of a Kelly gal. I would say I'm a little bit more into the Kelly just because I like the shoulder strap, and I also like how it's a little bit thinner on the side. It's a little bit more streamlined, whereas I find the Birkin is a little bit bulkier and it can sometimes feel a little bit heavier. Actually, yeah, it totally is. The Birkin 30 is heavier than the Kelly 28. Now, if you got this in a different leather, it might be heavier. I know Clement's leather is rather heavy, so if you're worried about weight, I'd stay away from Clement's leather in a Birkin or Kelly. I'd go for maybe a box. Epsom is also a really good choice. Swift is super lightweight as well. So if weight is a concern to you, then do a little bit of research on the leathers and find out what is right for you. I definitely use these bags differently because they're different colors, different leathers, and different sizes. This one in particular, I'll talk about this one first. This is my Kelly 28. It's about 23 years old. It's from the year 2000. It was originally purchased from a consignment store called Ginza Zyoma. I'm not saying that properly, but that's a consignment store in Japan, and it has a little certificate from there in there, and somebody consigned it at the Persa Fair, and I actually was working at the Persa Fair for a few months last year, and oh my gosh, guys, if you ever get a job in a consignment store, you're not going to earn any money. You're just going to spend all your money because there was so much eye candy. Oh my gosh, like people were bringing in their Birkins and Kellys all the time, but honestly, the good thing about working at a consignment store or visiting a consignment store is that you can really get a feel for Hermes bags and the sizes. My first Kelly was not this. My first Kelly was a Retourné Kelly in malachite with a blue Zanzibar bar handle, which was a bit more of a funky Kelly. It was really cool. That was my first Kelly, which I also bought from the Persa Fair prior to me working there, and I ended up selling it because I never wore it, and I was going through a phase of buying a lot of Chanel bags, and yeah, I don't know. I ended up selling it, and then soon after that I ended up buying a Birkin 30 actually, because I thought maybe I'm more of a Birkin girl. But then I realized that I actually missed having a Kelly because I feel like it's a very iconic bag. I ended up buying 3 Kellys after that, which was a bit excessive, but anyway, that's the story of this Kelly. It's not a new piece, but I really fell in love with this kind of biscuity shade. It's similar to the color Chai, which is this color here on my Pegasus. Yeah, it's like a lambskin leather, so it's a similar caramelly shade. Gold tends to be a little bit more richer, so I do have a seahorse in gold, and you can see it's a little bit more of a darker color, whereas this is a bit more of a light brown. I would love a bag in gold as well, but yeah, to be honest, I don't always reach for this because it's quite rigid, and it's actually, I don't know, it's a little intimidating because it's such a smooth leather, but I actually think that it's quite robust. This Chamonix leather, or Chamonix leather, I think the X is silent, is a discontinued leather by Hermes, but it's It's really hard and it really holds the shape well. It does have a few scratches, but I have dinged it a few times and it hasn't scratched. So I think it is quite resilient, but because it is quite rigid, it's quite like cumbersome to open and close, especially compared to the old Kelly I used to have. But I find in general, it looks prettier, and I find that Sellier bags tend to age better, or they look newer for longer even though they're not new, which is quite crazy. Whereas retourné bags, they get a bit like they get saggy here and they start looking a bit like bent, which some people prefer because it gives it more of a casual look. If you like the Sellier look but you want a bit more of a slouch, you could also go for the Sellier mock, which is like a Sellier, so it has the stitches on the outside, but it's usually comes in Chev, Togo, or Fjord leather, Fjord, I don't know how to say it. But yeah, that's a little bit more rare. But usually, I don't know, I find I like the look of the Sellier just because it looks prettier, but practicality-wise, I would say retourné is a little bit easier to open and close. And so this 28, especially if you get a Sellier and a 25, it's even more difficult to open and close because it's so small. But anyway, the 28, it's not too bad. And it's actually not a huge bag either. Like, it doesn't have a huge capacity if you look inside. It does have a slip pocket in here. It's fully lined. This one's lined in goat skin. I actually use a Mai Tai collection bag insert. Like this, and this one, it came with a strap because it's the Kelly too, so it has the little extra D-rings here, and the particular twilly I have on it at the moment is an older twilly, but I think they still sell it as well on the Hermes website. I have two of this twilly, and one side is like this and then the other side is like this, so it's really pretty. It has a lion on it, but I quite like the combination of that on this Kelly bag. Some people like to wear their Kelly open like that, but I get a little bit annoyed. But instead of I guess completely closing the bag, you can kind of just do that, and that is easier to do than always doing the sangles up. When I'm out and about, I tend to just wear my bag like this, or I'll just like take the sangles out like this just to show them because I think it looks kind of pretty. I very rarely completely do it up, but that is pretty secure just doing it like that. So it's not the most difficult bag to open and close, it just takes some getting used to. Also has some slip pockets in here, but I don't tend to use those because I use the bag insert, and as you can see by the look of the bag insert, it will fit all the essentials, like a few phones, a small cosmetics case, sunnies, and comparing to the Kelly 32, it doesn't actually fit a huge amount more, because if you look at the widths of them, it's not that big a difference, and the length, it doesn't really make a huge difference in terms of capacity. But I will tell you why it could be better to get the 32 as well, because I find that the 32 is just a bit of a different look. So that's my size Kelly 28 in the Chamonix leather. Oh, also it comes with a clochette and key. See, it's got the older dust bag, and I've got the clochette and key as well, but I don't tend to put these on the bag because I'm worried it might scratch the bag, but I don't know, that is quite pretty as well. I do like those, but I just keep them in the little dust bag. And I do sometimes wear this bag as well with a canvas strap, which I got off Etsy, which gives it a little bit more of a casual look. To be honest, I prefer the look of the Kelly just without the strap, like just wearing it as a top handle. I think that's the way it looks prettiest. But if I'm in a bit of a rush, I do sometimes just chuck it on my shoulder like this, and it kind of is a lot easier to just grab and go, and it kind of just, yeah, it's just more convenient when you're shopping. You can be hands-free, and it just gives a bit more of a casual look to the bag. But yeah, I absolutely love this bag. It's a really beautiful color and a pretty rare combination. You can still pick up this style on the pre-love market. So they made this one in the late 90s, early 2000s, if you like this color and leather. So now I'll just talk about my Kelly 32. Now this one is in Epsom, as you can see, which is not everyone's favorite leather, but the reason why I like Epsom is because it's pretty resilient with rain. Like, I have got water on this a few times and it's just brushed off really, really well. And I have got a few raindrops on this, which is a little bit scary because I'm a bit box calf. You really shouldn't get wet because it can blister. So I find that, yeah, I don't know, I'm more inclined to grab for this because it's a little bit more of a resilient leather, although nothing has really crazy has happened to this. And also because this is black, I find it very fuss free. This bag is from 2004, so it's not too much older than younger than my brown one. It's a Kelly too as well, so it has the extra rings here, and I've decorated it with a twilly which has little stones on it, which I really like this twilly. I'm not sure if they still sell this twilly, but sometimes they do special twillies like this, and I liked this one because of the playing card. I also have like a little cadenna lock on it from 2002. So I find that I wear this one more than the brown one because it's black and it's Epsom, so I find it very durable. And I've noticed that Epsom in a smaller bag, so for example a Kelly 25, it can be very hard to open and close. But in a Kelly 32, it's actually easier to use because it's a bigger kind of like opening. So that's why I sometimes reach for this more, because I find it less fussy than this one. Because of the color, the way it opens, and just the Epsom leather I find quite easy to wear. It does definitely scratch, but I also think because it has scratches, I don't care about just like wearing it and enjoying it. So because this one, I've been using it a lot, I found that the Epsom leather has kind of relaxed a little bit. And it's not that hard to open and close. Like if you look here, it's got quite a generous opening. And it's a lot easier to get your hand in there than the smaller ones, and you can kind of throw things in here easier. Now, I do have a bag organizer in here. This one is actually from 7RP, and I'm not sponsored or anything by any of these brands, but I just like trying different bag organizers. So you can see the capacity, yeah, you can see this one is longer. And that's the difference. So you're going to be able to get like extra hand cream or something like that in there, but it's not a huge difference when you're wearing it. It's more just the fact that this one, I find it easier to open. It's black, and also I find that the handle is more generous, so I can like scoop my arm under here if I'm wearing like a really oversized jacket. So sometimes I'm wearing like a fluffy jacket like this, and I find that if I'm just like really rugged up kind of thing and I want to grab and go, this one is good. It's fine, but sometimes when you have a more voluminous look, you want like a bigger bag. So I find that actually like the black kind of just goes more with sometimes my winter dressing. So this is just a little bit more proportionate if I'm wearing like a bigger jacket. And so if you live in a hotter country or somewhere where you don't really have to rug up, I would even say the Kelly 25 is probably a better option just in terms of styling, because sometimes you just want to have that more fashionable big bag look, which I really like, and that's why I usually reach for this Kelly 32. And I also find the Epsom to be quite lightweight comparing to a leather like Clemence or something like that. So that's why I reach for this one a lot. And then also to mix up the style, this one does come with a strap as well, but I do sometimes, so you can see inside it's also lined in chev, but I do sometimes wear like a thicker strap like this on it as well, and that makes it a little bit more sporty and easy to wear. So yeah, they're just kind of like different looks, but it really depends, guys. You might find that you might just prefer a bag because of the color and the leather as opposed to the size, because in terms of 32 and 28 there is a slight difference, but I would say focus more on actually the leather and the color combination than the size, because yeah, I find that having black Epsom in a bigger bag is pretty useful. It's, yeah, I think if I had a black Kelly 25, I would probably wear it a lot as well, but it would mean that I would have to downsize my stuff, similar to like how I downsize my stuff when I wear my mini Lindy. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on the combination. It's hard to compare the sizing, because it can kind of vary from leather and Sellier retourné as well. But I hope that gave you a rough idea, and maybe just seeing it on me, you'll get more of an idea of what you might reach for more. I also find that on the pre-love market, there is a lot of deals on like really old box calf Kelly 32 bags. So if you want a cheaper deal, usually you might find that in the Kelly 32. And if you're more into that big bag trend, I definitely go for more the Kelly 32 or the Kelly 35, because that's currently like, I don't know, the trend to have oversized bags. But then again, the Kelly 28 is probably more of a in-between cute size that's not too small, because yeah, I can see the Kelly 25 being a little bit too small at times. And also the Kelly 25 hardware is really tiny and it doesn't make as much as a statement. Like the hardware is really tiny on it, similar to the Birkin 25, whereas I like how on the Kelly 32 and 28 it has really chunky hardware. So yeah, let me know if you found this video helpful. I just wanted to do a quick comparison. I also have my red one, which I really like. This one is from 1991, and it's a Kelly one, so it doesn't have the extra hooks on it, but I still add a strap to it. I really love this bag as well. It's in Courchevel, which is very similar to Epsom. Buying a Kelly bag, it is a pretty safe choice. They always tend to have value. I wouldn't say it's an investment. You can definitely lose money selling your Kelly bag as well, but if you find one for the right price, it's worth getting, because they'll always be relevant and they'll always be, I think, quite popular. So yeah, it's pretty safe to go for a size 28, to be honest. I think that's a pretty good in between. If you're somebody who likes wearing more oversized clothing or things like that, maybe consider the 32, because I really think the 32 makes a like just a little bit more of an impact on your outfit. Yeah, so let me know, guys, what's your favorite Kelly size? Would I buy any more Kellys? Probably, if I found the right combination that speaks to me. As I said, it depends on the color and the leather. Sometimes different combinations speak to you more, and yeah, you kind of like know when you see it kind of thing. So yeah, anyways, thanks for listening to my video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!